What's up, everybody? I'm gonna have to change the stream settings, I think, a little bit, but as promised, today we're doing the live, I guess, patrol. So, to kind of explain what I do, I'm basically glorified. I'm not law enforcement. I'm basically glorified security. We're contracted to high nuisance properties around where I live. So we're not like generic security where we go through and, observe and report and everything like that. We're fully hands-on, hence why we carry all the gear. We're all armed, that kind of thing. So just to kind of explain like all of that, because I know there's going to be a lot of questions like what department I work for and stuff. I'm not law enforcement. And so yeah, but like right now we're heading to like one of our most busy properties. We get like, I don't know, I spend probably 5 hours a day there just because it's so, crazy all the time. But I'm gonna go and flip the camera view around. The lighting's horrible, of course. Oops. I haven't used Streamlabs in a while. I'm gonna flip. It's gonna be a little shaky. My setup's really bad right now. I've got, I'm literally using an old tripod, so I like wrapped it around my rear view mirror, so it's not ideal, but whatever. So it's like roads like this that are horrible, it's gonna be really shaky. Plus I'm in a really old Crown Vic, so that doesn't help anything either. Yeah, I kind of want to explain all of that just because I know people are going to wonder. And just let me know. I'm sure the video quality, I haven't really messed with the settings too much. I'm sure the video quality is absolute garbage right now. Just let me know, and once I stop, I can mess around with it a little more. And let me know if the audio is okay, because I'm a little far away, and I know there's a lot of background noise, so. I know the main thing I was really worried about was just the camera being really shaky, which I'm sure it is also. And if it, for some reason, just randomly pauses, I apologize. It's probably me getting a phone call. All good. It's probably me getting a call because I need to get a second phone if I'm going to start doing live streams like this, but the second phone I have obviously doesn't have service, so I'll probably have to connect it to like one of my hotspots or something like that, so we'll see. I appreciate that, yeah. I'm only going like 35, so I feel like once I get a little faster, depends on what roads I drive on, it's gonna be bad, but it's okay. But I appreciate that. But honestly, as long as the quality's good, that's what I'm, most happy with. Your cop? No, I'm not. So I'm not commissioned law enforcement. I kind of explained it a little bit in the beginning, just because I know a lot of people are going to be watching this as a video. So I'm basically glorified security. We're not necessarily security. We're a form of public safety, but we're not law enforcement. So basically, we're all armed. We are basically contracted to both through the city as well as privately contracted through all the essentially nuisance properties in the whole city or the whole county, essentially. All the nuisance properties that were deemed a nuisance property by the city or the county. So we're not like, you know, we'll pick up contracts every once in a while that are, you know, non-nuisance, but that's not very, you know, common. Typically it's just all nuisance properties. It's what we specialize in. It's what we train for and everything like that. So not a cop, but
for both vehicles.
North 73.
well, paying gas not too bad. I mean, in terms of security, it's not bad at all.
Victor 9738 is stolen in the area of Oregon and Upriver on a Toyota RAV4.
How long ago was it? Being there?
2 minutes.
Is there a direction of travel?
Southbound.
It's like icy out right now. It's weird. It was like raining all day yesterday. Now it's a little icy out.
Obstructing and criminal trespass first degree.
Welcome from 1 second. Higher level of trip.
But yeah, I'll stream for a couple hours. I don't know how long exactly, just because
We'll get them started.
there's a lot of stuff to do when it comes to like every little thing I have to deal with. I have to document and in like forms of incident reports and all that. So I don't want you guys to have to sit through all that. But I mean, so far it's been a little busy today. It's I've been on for like an hour. Since then, there's been like 4 or 5 different calls for service. So
Call 501. Call 501 on channel 1.
One step by, we'll take one more here at 7-Eleven. I'm not available.
oh well, actually looks like I don't have to go to that
Charlie
call.
163.
They Spokane police are at the
53 American Riverside.
the place that I was going to.
177 subdivision.
Well, I'll roll through there, but it makes my job a little easier, I guess.
Correction, Washington Plate, Boy Edward Victor 9738.
But that's one of the really good things about actually, like, you know, working nuisance properties is we work real close with the police department and the sheriff's office. They like a lot of these properties that we patrol, they patrol it just as much, just like the one we're going to right now. Spokane, Washington. Yep.
Toyota RAV4.
What do I normally deal with? So we deal with a little bit of everything.
Behind you.
That's the other difference between us is we enforce law and policy on property, rather than just policy. Typically, security is just like policy enforcement, essentially. So we deal with a little bit of everything. The property we're going to right now is notorious in this city, like extremely notorious in this city for being a nuisance. Typically when I pull up to this property, like, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, in the middle of the night, first thing in the morning, doesn't matter. There's, you know, 15 to 20 homeless people out front, and they like to smoke their drugs and all that. So we deal with a lot of that, a lot of car break-ins.
Adam 125.
We respond to like you know, domestic violence stuff, but we typically don't take action until law enforcement's there.
Nevada and Molten, somewhere in that area, or Nevada and
Yeah, essentially, Silver. Yeah,
Regal and
we essentially do all the same stuff. We're just not commissioned, not fully commissioned.
false head. It's no good.
Heavy false head. Is invalid.
And I apologize if I'm late to respond on chat. I'm trying to read them in a as safe as possible manner. Oh, you're from England. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, we and I mean, I'm sure you've probably heard over like since like 2020 all over the United States, hands for like law enforcement have been tied like crazy. They're, due to just like, certain protests and whatnot, without getting into politics. But it's basically made it like very, very difficult nationwide for law enforcement to be able to do their jobs without, criticism or without reform or being defunded, that kind of thing. So in the past few years, my line of work has really skyrocketed. Both from an assisting law enforcement standpoint, as well as a lot of business owners are really tired, especially here with the homeless population, the homeless problem. A lot of business owners are actually, really tired of the police not being able to do things, do a lot about, people loitering on their property or people vandalizing or, whatever. So this line of work all around the country, especially in the state of Washington, has skyrocketed. Oh, I don't know what just happened there. See, I think I don't know. Let me know what it did, because I got a phone call. I don't know if it paused or what it did. But we still do have a lot of, like, generic private security, like, drive through a certain route and, whatever, log it. And because when I first started in this line of work, right out of high school, I was working for a company. It's called Securitas, and I'm sure you Silver, you might have heard of it, because I know it's big, like, worldwide, and I know they have them in different countries and stuff. But I used to work for them, and it was fun at first, and then they basically made a corporate decision to no longer allow us to really deal with anything. It was all strictly observe and report. So it was like my branch manager would tell me, essentially like, hey, if you pull up somewhere and there's someone that's like refusing to leave, or they're even a little bit aggressive with you, you need to like drive a block away and call the police. And it's just like, it's ridiculous. I should be good in England. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to carry a gun. So hang on, I have a question. Is it true that law enforcement in England, they don't carry guns or anything either? I've heard rumors. I don't know if it was in England or where it was, but it was something I heard they don't carry guns. They do private security. Yeah, Securitas is huge. They do stuff everywhere. Securitas, and then like, what is it, Allied, and G4S or whatever that other company's called. We have armed policemen. That's interesting. How does that? I mean, I don't know if you know for sure, like certain statistics, but do you? How does that like affect violent crime in England? Because I couldn't imagine, like, if the police went unarmed here, like in Washington, it would be, we still have police that are shot a lot in this state, and if they weren't armed, it would be a lot of mayhem for sure.
I copied on this 1004 or fine, is that what you said?
Using voice, yeah, absolutely. That's cool though.
I mean,
that's interesting though. Yeah, I've heard that they don't carry guns out there, and I was just thinking about it. I'm like, man, that's crazy. I'm sure there's like not the big, like fentanyl epidemic out there. There might be. I don't know. Tacoma alone would give you a reason why. Yeah, exactly. Tacoma's a shithole, man. Sorry for my language, but yeah, Tacoma. I've never stayed in Tacoma. I've driven through it, but a handful of times, and holy cow, yeah. I have actually a guy that I work with that's originally from Tacoma, and it's interesting. Interesting place. So I usually drive a Chevy Caprice, but I was driving last week and I came to a stoplight, and then all of a sudden, like, my whole steering column started smoking. So I didn't know what was going on. So we ended up taking it to the shop, and they have to replace a bunch of wires and stuff, and that's why I'm stuck in this Crown Vic, which I'm not very happy about, but it's okay. Environments between the U.S. and U.K. Police in Northern in Ireland, yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's interesting how policies are different all around. Then you have like Mexico, where the police out there carry ARs and then like shoot you through your window if you do something wrong. Yeah, that's cool though. That's interesting. I mean, that's cool that they're able to actually function function their job while not carrying a firearm. I'm sure that's huge out there.
Yeah, Brandon's right off Coast Highway. Looks like he just left in a white Nissan Sentra 90. Just did some work in the apartment last night.
Ireland would be a cool place to visit. I've never been. The only time I think I've actually ever been out of the country was... There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Firearm officers, even when they're deployed, they don't use deadly force as a rule. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Even with with law enforcement in the United States, it's whenever if a police officer in the United States is shot at and they shoot and kill somebody, it's still considered homicide. It's just a matter of body cam evidence, that kind of thing, to whether or not it's deemed justifiable homicide. So there's still a ton of liability. That's why, like, if a police officer uses their firearm and completely misses somebody, it's my understanding that they get put on like a whole administrative leave, and it has to be investigated through the department, and outside federal agencies have to get involved. So it's a big deal. I mean, that's like my thing. In my position, where I'm not fully commissioned law enforcement, I'm not backed by a union or by a city or a state or a county. It worries me because of the people I deal with. If I have to use my firearm, it's going to be a lot of money out of my pocket to pay for lawyers and to pay for this and that, and so. Sorry guys, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit so my phone doesn't get so hot. You wear body cam? Yes. Yeah, we all wear body cams. It's our policy, which I think is a great policy.
You use RP number for 110. I think that's where the alarm's coming from.
But I can show you guys once I stop. I have to go deal with this thing real quick. Once I stop, though, I can show you guys kind of all what I carry. And I was thinking about making a video on it. But does my company not cover that? They will, to a certain extent. But obviously it's in our policy not to, it's the same thing. It's in our policy not to shoot anybody. But sometimes, if I'm getting, if I'm getting shot at, I'm not just going to stand there and get shot at. That's my thing. God forbid I ever have to shoot, pull a trigger on somebody, but that's the last thing I want to do. But I will defend my life. So, but that's the other good thing about, especially the state I live in, even though this state kind of sucks in my opinion. it's still, you know, it's still constitutional in the sense that it's an open carry state, so you can walk around with a gun on your hip as a civilian. Doesn't matter. So it would be, obviously, it'd be a full-blown investigation, but they're pretty good about you know, figuring that kind of stuff out, and that's why we wear body cams. So if it happens, the process will get a lot shorter, and you know, so on and so forth. But yeah, as for like the company, you know, funding lawyer fees, or you know, they will help with it. But I don't know. I haven't been in the situation at all. But I don't think it would be, you know, a high amount. I think it would be a lot out of my pocket for sure. But that's okay. You know, I'm a cop. No, I'm basically like private public safety, essentially. So we deal with nuisance properties all around the city. We enforce law and policy on the nuisance properties. Oh, I'm gonna have to go all the way around the block, huh? It's like right here to the right, but I have to go around the damn block. That sucks. Oh. Wear body cams, but I've heard still sheriff police departments don't wear them. Yeah, so there's a few. Actually, the sheriff's office out here didn't get body cams until about a year ago. I know, what is it, California Highway? I think it's California Highway Patrol, if I'm not mistaken. They aren't provided body cams. They are given an option to wear body cams, but I think it has to be provided on their own, because I know some of them wear like Transcend body. They wear different types of body cams, and some of them don't wear them at all. Typically, local and county, or like city and county, will wear body cams, but there's certain places that they 100% don't. On the west side of the country, it's very rare for a department not to have a body cam, but I know there's some like down south that don't, which I don't get. I mean, if I was to run a law enforcement, you know, a police department or a sheriff's office, I think the first thing you would need to fucking do is put body cams on these officers, because it's, you know, more crap's gonna happen, and you know, politics will get in the way and all that. Okay. I'm gonna have to flip around. See if I can flip around. What's up, Zach? How you doing?
Go ahead.
Ismail, is that how you say it? How you doing? Seems wrong not to wear them with costs, actually. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it's even happened with us where we've detained somebody, and it's like, we detain someone, and it's, you know, they're you know, they do the whole I can't breathe, you know, or they do, you know, the whatever, like the he pulled a gun on me, that kind of thing, and it's like, body cams help with that for sure. Doing good? It's good to hear.
Go ahead.
So I am gonna hop out here in a second. I'm leaving this stream in here though, just to go deal with this. It's nothing, not gonna be anything too crazy. So what's this guy doing?
It's a change. You confirm you 4001 for Taylor.
Correct.
Right.
Oh. Just the one problem with the route I work is I work in downtown, so it's parking is always a little bit of a pain. Driving itself is a pain, but parking is even more of a pain. All right, I will be right back. Okay, let's see. Okay.
notified and eliminated on the AAA results.
Copy.
Still with him, huh? Over to the right side.
What's the 6?
176. I just got word. So Lavender's confirmed, and for your partner, Tollefson is confirmed. Thank you. So everybody's going to jail. All the warrants are confirmed there.
Yeah, 506.
Go ahead.
I spoke to the RP of the business. He said that this alarm is just a proximity alarm for homeless people, and that we don't need to respond in the future
Copy.
unless an employee calls it.
Copy.
Delta 20 red.
Oh, 20, go ahead.
Idaho plate. King call 447 Union.
Yep. Oh, 20.
Go ahead.
Return status 0 expired October 31st of last year on a red 2003 Dodge Durango registered to a Richard
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Cop in real life. So yeah, I'm not law enforcement. We're essentially glorified security. Manchester police officers have so many officers accused of sexual assault. Ooh, yeah, that's a big one too. Yeah, that's a big one. That's something that's accused here a lot too with, you know, you detain someone and, oh, he touched me or whatever. And it's not true, but it's always good to have a body cam. So instead of it turning into a huge, long investigation, it can turn into just, we'll review the body cam and then charge this person also with false statements. But what I just dealt with in there, it's another thing that we deal with quite often. So at some point last night, the one of the offices inside of that office building was broken into. They broke the window. There was drug paraphernalia on the ground and some like a jacket and everything like that. So we deal with stuff like that, and with that we kind of, you know, there's obviously not much investigation that we can do. So what we do is basically just we get pictures, document it, do a report through it, and all that.
Subaru Impreza license plate.
But that's also part of it. I mean, that stuff's fine to deal with. It's not like crazy exciting or anything.
Copy.
I feel like my phone's gonna fall out. There we go. A robot voice? No, it's our radio. It is our radio. We have two radios in our cars that we monitor. So we have a obviously our talk around radio where I communicate with the rest of my guys, and we also have a radio inside that lets us monitor local law enforcement in case something's going on in one of our properties. We can, respond.
Dated 67025 Adam. Runway Park.
Broadway Park.
I'll be clear. The vehicle's underway.
Whoever said it sounds like a robot. Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes you'll hear them talk, and it's they're real quick, and some of them are just really slow, and they try to speak as clear as possible, which is fine. But I feel like it wastes a lot of airtime for sure.
6 briefing for 31.
Go ahead.
No plates on a blue Volkswagen.
Oh, geez, I spelt right along wrong. I spelt it like right. My bad.
Desmond and Van Martin.
Desmond and Martin.
Yeah. Wow. Gotta fix that. It's first thing in the morning, so I'm tired.
Adam 503, confirming you needed additional.
There we go.
That's we just come back out that one. 505, I can head that way. And 6 to 10.
Go ahead, Adam 506.
Adam 6097705.
Copy.
But yeah, I'm gonna try to set up. I have a little hotspot it's like a hotspot box for my work laptop that I use. And I'm gonna see if I can connect like my other phone and use that to stream rather than this phone, because I'm gonna keep getting personal call or like phone calls, and it's gonna, What time is it? It is about 8:30, 8:39, 8:40 my time in the morning. So too early, a little too early in my opinion.
North 72.
Go ahead.
Show my transport complete miles 11.2.
Well, that guy's crazy. I don't know if you guys saw that on the right hand side. So I'll stop up here. I think the police are still have the whole entire place surrounded over here, so I'm not gonna pull into there right now. I just don't want to get in their way. We have a place that we drive through a lot right across the street that I'll turn into, and we'll just pull into there real quick. 1540 in England. Oh, like 340. Damn. Stupid times. Yeah, I know. And it's like our body cams that we have. So we use the Axon Body 2s, and they did away with this with the Axon Body 3, but the Axon Body 2, it's they use universal time zone, so it's like you can't log it to like your local time zone. It's universal. So I forget, I read like something on the universal time zone, why it like is what it is and stuff, but doesn't really make much sense to me.
No longer be at the door, so you should be wearing a hoodie if you find them.
No, looks like they arrested, who's that? Can't tell who they arrested. Oh, I don't know who that is. Usually I know names of people down here, but sometimes I don't. Whoa. Is this gonna open for me? It's not gonna open for me. Nice. God damn it. Okay, I gotta go around.
Not a power, 5 that's correct.
put a giant fence and gate around this thing because of the issues down here, and it's great. It makes our job a little easier, but sometimes that gate just doesn't work. It's like a motion activated one, so you're supposed to pull right up to it and it opens by itself, but it seems like maybe like 40% of the time I try to go through that gate, it doesn't work, so then I end up having to go all the way around, and it's very fun, very fun.
Adam 508, Adam 509, your status?
We're making contact now.
Great.
If we don't have the same time zones. Yeah. I forget the, what the, like the conversion is essentially, because I'm Pacific Standard Time, and then Universal Time Zone, there's like a whole, I forget how many hours it is. It's like a certain amount of hours, but I think it's like a certain amount of minutes also. If it was like a certain amount of hours, like you know, like military time, I'd be able to, you know, use it like personally, but I'm really bad with numbers, so it would probably not work out too well. Jeez, they got all sorts of stuff going on here, man. I was literally heading down here because of a bunch of transients loitering and doing drugs, but the police got there before I did, so I can't complain.
Heavy 5-7. When you guys break off and go contact 5-2 with the Nissan Sentra at the entrance to the northwest.
We're Dodge Durango to the Justin Green and shoot down.
We crossing the street, or what are we doing? No, we're not crossing the street, okay. I guess they just like standing at crosswalks. It's fun for them. 24-hour clock, yeah.
I have back in protective custody.
845.
Spokane Police Academy, it was fun, love my job. Help people out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've never had an issue with any police officers in Spokane. They're all real nice, real respectful, helpful for sure. There's stories, of course, but I've never experienced it firsthand, so I don't believe it. Okay, buddy, go ahead.
Adam 509, the numbers I have are no longer good numbers.
Copy, we're close one.
Come here.
It's heavy active disorderly crosswalk 501 seconds. The alley is going off the shopping cart alley. There's the be acting like she's gonna ram people with the cart or vehicles like about 30 to 50. Start hearing about the head, start jacking and chain. 646.
Let's see. Constable, glad to live in England for it. Oh yeah. Couldn't handle it. Yeah, no. I hear you there. So what exactly do constables do in England? Because I've heard constable before. I know the east side of the country, what is it, like New Jersey or something, has constables. But I don't know.
One of their business trainers. Steve Kirknelly as well, Mike High is now walking down the ramp.
Oh, it's names for your officers? Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know. Because I know they call them constables on the east side of the country, but I didn't know if it was officers or if it was like a fancy word for a chaplain or something. I didn't know. That's cool though. Yeah, that's yeah. England wouldn't be a bad place, especially if police aren't a a target for violent crime. That's the biggest part. In the United States, it's awful. And I hear cops tell me all the time. It's like if you want to go into law enforcement, it's if they can do it over again, if they weren't 5 years off their pension, they would have done it completely different. But that's why I'm actually currently what I really want to do is I want to go into beyond popular belief, because on my channel I make the LSPDFR videos and all that, but it's and I do this for work. But I got into this line of work as experience for law enforcement, but with the fentanyl epidemic and everything, we deal with a lot of medical stuff, a lot of overdoses, a lot of violent crime, and rendering aid to people, medical aid to people before the police arrive or the fire department arrives. But that's what I want to do. Is I want to go into paramedicine, EMT, and then go to become a paramedic, and then eventually I want to be a paramedic for the fire department. That's my main goal. This guy's he's gonna bottom out. Jeez. Copy. Bobby's interesting. I thought he was gonna. Yeah, you saw that? I thought he was gonna hit that barrier. He's probably 6 inches away from hitting that barrier. And that is exactly why I could not be a truck driver. I would have smashed that barrier. It would have been bad. That would have been an interesting thing to catch on live stream, though. I'm gonna pull in here real quick. Wow.
Yeah, stay second with the transient fire right next to it, power pole.
Do you want fire?
I'll park here real quick. So I have to do a little tiny report for that thing I was just out of the car for. Becoming paramedic? It depends. So the way it works, I don't know how it is in England. The way it works in the United States is you have to become a certified EMT, which is emergency medical technician. You have to go through a certain amount of. Oh, hang on. Go ahead.
Hey, you want me to head over to Safeway? I forgot my sunglasses, so I'm not just going to go in the office anyway.
Yeah, if you want to run through there real quick, that'd be good. If you could just check the whole property just for transients and stuff, and we'll just do it that way.
Yeah, that works. I'll just swing through there and then head up to the office.
Thank you. So yeah, you have to become an emergency medical technician. It's my understanding that you have to work a certain amount of hours as an emergency medical technician, get out of your probationary period, and then you have to take another test that you have to. I guess it's kind of a tough test to take, where you actually become a paramedic, and then once you become a paramedic, you're able to at least here you're able to transfer to the fire department or something like that to become a paramedic for them. Because here the fire department isn't the ambulance here in here where I live, like it is in most places. We have a third party, privately owned ambulance company called AMR, and they don't come with pension and all the benefits. They have benefits and stuff, but it's not as good as fire department. So that's kind of what my goal is. I enjoy that kind of stuff. It's cool. Here, I'll flip the camera around here. I can show you guys a little bit what I wear too.
Where you guys at?
Gotta set my laptop up. I didn't think of this. I think my laptop's gonna, it's gonna cover. Oh well, that's okay. Fire department connections, yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, huh? That's interesting. Yeah, here it's funny. We have the ambulance company that obviously responds to transport people. But whenever I call, if I have to call, for if someone overdosed or something, or someone hurt themselves or whatever the case is, typically they have the fire department is first on scene to that kind of thing. They have some they call ARU units, which is like a alternate response unit. They're basically, they drive pickup trucks rather than the big fire truck, and they show up and they're like kind of the first to render aid. Spokane Police on the radio? No, it's one of my coworkers. It's our little essentially talk around or two-way radio. You look 22? That's a good guess. 23 actually. Yeah, 23. That was actually a really close guess. Typically people say I'm 14, so I appreciate it.
Go ahead.
You can put me on that trespass on full run and I'll take another 6.
Copy. I'll start a unit whenever they're available.
Oh, hang on. This might pause. All right.
Adam 5-1, react to that trespass.
Are you guys are watching this on through the YouTube channel, right? BEA? What's that? Are you talking about DEA? Oh, bail enforcement. Yeah. I looked into doing that. But I heard unless you like go work for a big company, it's tough to make money doing it. It'd be interesting though. Roman, what do I actually do? So basically I patrol nuisance properties all throughout the county. Not just me, it's me and a bunch of guys, but we all do it. But we basically get contracted to a lot of nuisance properties. There's some that are just like apartment complexes or that kind of thing, and we basically just do, you know, we work security for the properties and deal with whatever issues come along.
800 East Mission.
I haven't weighed it. It's got I don't wear hard armor. I hate hard armor like plates. I wear Kevlar. It's level 3A Kevlar. Plus I have, you know, the camera, 2 extra magazines, and my radio, and a baton. So it's like if I had to guess, probably like 20. Nah, not 20. Yeah, probably 20 pounds. If I had to guess, 15 to 20 pounds. Like a stab vest. I don't know. I have to look it up to see if level 3A is stab proof. It's my understanding that it's not. I don't know for sure though. I'll have to look. Some Kevlar is, you know, it's funny because some Kevlar can stop a rifle round, but it won't stop a knife. Which just makes no sense to me, but I guess, I don't know. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's funny, I get ID'd everywhere. All the time. So it's, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that means I'll age well or what, but.
Sam 3, George Tom Adam, Victor 62, Paul 37, 125.
Totally yeah. Yeah, vests are no joke. I'm way too skinny to wear a plate, like a plate carrier, or wear like hard armor plates. I've even like tried putting a trauma plate in my vest with my Kevlar, but it's too uncomfortable for me. I can't do it.
For Sam 3, George Tom Adam.
It's
Victor
really
62,
uncomfortable.
Paul 37,
Like my spine will dig into it, and
12513.
Bones sticking out, like my spine. My spine, even with the Kevlar, I have like a bruise on my spine from sitting in a car with Kevlar on, and the plates, it would basically just be like my spine sticking out and then just pushing up against a hard plate. It's no good.
Can you confirm with the compound description? Whoever I contact trespass.
Sorry about that, guys. I was checking something on my phone. It's exactly why I want a specific phone to deal with this, or to do this.
Where you at? Just north of 7-Eleven.
You look about 25? Yeah.
Downtown.
Are people, do people just like look younger there?
Number 5, are you on this channel?
Infernal.
Just north of 7-Eleven, go ahead.
Yeah, I need gas very much, then I'll be down there in a second.
63, copy that.
They're still down at that 7-Eleven.
You know, north side, I don't really know what's going on yet. I guess we're checking on an elderly lady that's possibly here.
It's more private. We have an in-house, sort of academy thing that we do. I went through a
63, are you outside?
condensed police academy at one point, but not for this job.
The gentleman's going to go to dinner, so she can talk to me.
Depends on what area of England. Yeah, I hear you. Maybe 19. That's crazy. What's the legal age to drink in England? Isn't it 18 or something?
Number 6.
163 again, was that number 6? Okay.
18. That's cool. Yeah, in the United States, I mean, it's 21 in the United States to drink, but they recently made it so you have to be like 21 to even buy like cigarettes or any kind of tobacco, or driver's license is allowed at 17. Yeah, so for the United States, it kind of varies between states. Like the state I lived in prior to this, I was able to get my driver's license at 16 or at 15, and you can be 14 and a half and get your learner's permit, but obviously you have to like drive with a parent or something when you have your learner's permit. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Silver. I used to vape, and it was like awful. I talk to my buddy about it all the time too, because he used to vape, and it's like, I don't know, man. I think vaping makes you anxious, and I don't know. It's you get sick way more too. Like, you know, you get like, for me, it was like I would always get some sort of like cough going, and it would turn into like a fever. And I'm so glad I ended up quitting. Unmarked Cruiser, no, it's fully. This one's fully marked. It is this one's a slick top. It's a supervisor car. This isn't the car I usually drive. The car I drive is a Chevy Caprice. It's in the shop right now, unfortunately. But yeah, this one is a old Crown Vic. It's got almost 200,000 miles on it, and it's still a supervisor car. So, but this one's not unmarked. We have fully marked all sides of the car. This one just doesn't have a light bar. It has the interior visor lights, and you could probably see them back there. It's got the traffic advisor and the lights as well. But some of our fleet we have a bunch of cars in our fleet that have light bars on the roof and all that. I don't like the light bars on the roof because it's like I feel like whenever I get on like the highway or something and I'm going fast, it's always so loud. More of a problem with drugs. 10-year-old doing. That's crazy. Stabbing each other. That's insane. Yeah. I don't know. I just remember like when I was in high school, it was a lot of weed and that was about it. But now I hear about kids doing all sorts of crap, pills and all sorts of stuff. It's crazy.
I just wasn't sure how far you're walking.
There's a suspect in that.
7
Good.
camping out of the hallways on all 4 floors.
Yeah, Safeway is cleared, suspect's GOA, and there is not even anybody to kick out of here.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, that's crazy though, man. You see clips like going through YouTube and stuff. You'll see clips of like Dr. Phil or something of some kid who's like 8 years old and he like beats his mom and does meth, and it's just like it's crazy. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's even talking to a lot of people like around here because you know 90% of the people I deal with on a daily basis are you know on some sort of drug or have been on some sort of drug in the past and put them in a bad situation, and every single one of them is like, you know, well, not every single one of them. Most of them are like, you know, it's something that they don't want to be on, and it's unfortunate. I mean, there's a lot of resources to help people, especially here, but it's a matter of people actually taking them, because I know, like, you know, a lot of people I talk to have, you know, they're like, hey, I've gone through treatment or like, you know, rehab 4 or 5 times, and you know, it's crazy. You know, oh, okay, interesting. Criminal justice for a career, go through. That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah, I went through a criminal justice class in college out of high school. That's cool though. Roman Valley, Ohio. Or no? Miami Valley. Clayton. Where's Clayton? What part of Ohio is that? I've heard of Clayton for sure. Paid scholarship for college. That's cool. So do they hire you right out of college in Ohio? World's got mad. I agree 100%. That's why, like, I don't know. My goal in life is to, like, I don't know. My goal in life is just, like, move out of, like, a big city. Stay away from the big cities and stay away from that crap. I'd rather deal with, like, small town drama than drug addicts all day. I guess I probably shouldn't be in this line of work saying that. When you need to be a cop, it varies depending on the agency. A lot of smaller agencies and smaller departments in like small towns, they are a lot more lenient when it comes to it. Most every department in the United States, you have to be 21, but there are some state police academies and stuff that'll accept you at 18 or 19 and a half sometimes. And it's basically, obviously, you know, they do a full background check. For the Spokane police, it was like within the last 5 years, like, have you smoked weed in the last 5 years? Have you done this or that and that, whatever. And then you have to go through a polygraph test, or you have to go through a bunch of different interviews and that kind of stuff. And then the police academy and get post certified and all that.
I want to stop.
In the summer, I did first try.
Eastbound 257, Alberta Trailers, 6 George Robert, 344. No status.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I hear ya. It's in the program.
Charlie 150. You Area 13.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
L27 on there.
Why are you going through the academy? Interesting. That's kind of like where it's different here in Washington. It's
Back 16.
you get hired by a department first, and then the department basically funds and puts you through the academy. So that's where it's a little different. That's cool though.
The complainant.
Past probation and everything. Transfer to the U.S. I'm sure as long as you can get for law enforcement. I don't know if you would be able to do it on a work visa. I think I don't think you'd be able to do it on a work visa. You'd probably have to get a full citizenship in order to do it. Don't quote me on that because I'm not positive. But I'm sure you could, because there's actually a deputy that works out here. When Spokane County was on live PD a couple times, and one of the deputies, he was from I forget where he was from. He was from a completely different country though, and he gained citizenship and started working for the sheriff's office out here. So you can definitely do it. And they might even hire you as a lateral. And if they hire you as a lateral because you have experience, then it's a lot of the times it's a really good sign-on bonus. Some bigger agencies know how to do that. That's cool. That's cool, Roman. Yeah, I have a buddy that he actually used to work here, and he went and moved out to somewhere out in Idaho, and he's working for the jail out there right now. But basically, the way you get hired out there is you have to start in the jail. So it's kind of interesting. You have to start in the jail. You have to work like 6 months to a year in the jail before you get hired by like patrol. And then once you get hired by patrol, they'll put you through the academy. Citizenship, say Washington, it's different every state. That's a good question. I think it's kind of a process right now. I know COVID, we're still technically under like COVID emergency, but it's supposed to be ending here soon. But with like the border crisis and all that, I know it's a little harder right now. That's something I'd look it up, because I'm not 100% sure. But I mean, if you get paperwork in order and everything like that, and start doing the police thing out in England and then transfer over, I'm sure this process would speed up a lot.
1610 eastbound.
But I'm not 100% sure. That's a good question. I think it also depends on what country you're coming from. If it's like if you're coming from a country like I don't know, like Iraq or Russia, I think it's a little harder just because of like military tension and all that. Started in Ukraine, yeah. So basically, it's not bad anymore here. We don't have to wear masks or anything here anymore, unless you're like in there's certain places where you do have to, like a medical building or different places. You still have to be fully masked up. If you want to go into the medical field, you still have to be fully vaccinated. But they still call it a state of emergency. The president still calls it a state of emergency for whatever reason, and that's why it's like, a little harder right now for everything. But yeah, I agree. It's definitely not as prevalent anymore, and I love that, because I hated wearing masks, first of all, but it was just, I don't know. People got real weird during COVID for sure.
Okay, well, 9's from Liberty Lane.
I'll get some names of the
But once the state of emergency crap goes away, then I think it's like even in medical buildings, you won't have to wear masks and everything like that, because like it seems like the whole strains of COVID going around right now are the way I was kind of told is like they're very, 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 very contagious, but they're not bad at all. They won't kill you. So
Palouse Highway in Sands, on Sands, just north of Palouse Highway.
but I don't know for sure when that's going to be. I think it was like May or something like that. They said it was going to be in May is when it was going to be lifted. as long as it doesn't like come back in full force, which would be really bad. America's weird. I agree 100%. It's the problem with America. Every little thing in the world turns into some sort of political thing. And that's my least favorite part. We're just gonna go to the Ohio State Highway. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, State Patrol would be awesome.
The other one's CC Katie with the C 10373.
Same last name.
That's funny you said that, because that was actually the route I was gonna take for a while before I turned 21, because I don't know if they're still doing it, but like a couple of years ago they were hiring highway or state police out here at like 19 and a half, age 19 and a half, and I was gonna try to do that, but I ended up not.
Sam Tom Adam Charles Ida Edward middle R.
Mass shootings, yeah, I hear ya.
Charles 70228 married 7800.
Yeah, I hear ya. Yeah, I'm a little bit on the other side. I'm like more like, there's people that shouldn't have guns. But I think there's a lot of like good people that, should have guns. It'd be interesting to see. I mean, I'm open to whatever, as long as it helps. But yeah, mass shootings need to be figured out, because they just had one a couple weeks ago somewhere in California. They had another big shooting, and it happens way too much in the United States for sure. Do you guys in England hear about that? Like hear about a lot of the shootings and stuff in the United States? I'm sure you guys probably do. It's nationally, on big time news and stuff, but.
Stacey still says zero, but she is in local. She has contact with traffic with the ground.
Yeah, here in America, depending on who is the president of the United States, it completely changes how much even gas costs. So it's crazy. That's interesting, huh?
Well, go ahead. Check the status check.
That is crazy. When you try after 25 years of service, competitive. I think, yes. I think that is the same in Washington. And I think while you're commissioned law enforcement, you also don't need one either. While you're commissioned law enforcement, if you carry your law enforcement ID, you could actually conceal carry and have it not be an issue. Washington's weird though. So Washington is a open carry state, but it's an open carry state, but they basically deem if you have a gun on your hip, like right now I have my gun on my hip, but it's open carrying, but since I'm in a vehicle, they consider it concealed carry. So they have all sorts of like little weird rules and stuff like that. I have my concealed, but I'm not required to have it while I'm working, but I have my concealed for like when I'm off, that kind of thing. Recent was in 2019. Yeah, there's some, and that's the biggest problem, I think. And I think a lot of it stems from drug use and everything, but the mental health issues are huge, especially in the United States. I don't know how it is, around the rest of the world, but mental health is a big issue here, and it causes a lot of violence and a lot of issues for sure. Schizophrenia, a lot of the fentanyl going around, it brings out schizophrenia in people, and schizophrenics can be some of the most dangerous people in the world for sure. Oh yeah, for sure. I pretty much work downtown, so I deal with all sorts of crazy people for sure. It's like we had a drive-by on one of our properties a couple weeks ago, Actually, the property that we drove by where the police were is one of the properties. It's just crazy. I'll tell you what doesn't help either, though, is prosecutors not wanting to prosecute. People, someone gets caught with, 2 pounds of like fentanyl with a bunch of, little baggies and a scale. He gets charged with possession with intent or even trafficking, and he, is in and out of jail in like 4 days. It's just crazy to me. It is absolutely crazy to me. All people. Yeah, and I think that's I don't know if you guys saw when I pulled by those police at the gas station over there, but they had a lady that was wearing like a gray uniform she didn't have any gear on her or anything like that. So they call those behavioral health units. So they actually have them in here where I live. They have them ride with the police in case of like a mental health crisis or something like that, which is awesome because I think a lot of what, like, I'd say probably 90% of what the issues are here, at least in this city, I can't speak for other cities, but for here at least, is mental health and substance abuse, which leads to mental health crisis and that kind of thing. So I think that's huge. I think that's something that more departments should implement, and I think that there should be more funding towards that for sure. Oh, here, I should flip the camera around for you guys. Maybe. Work my phone. There we go. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's scary stuff for sure. And it's what's big right now. Yeah, they smoke, all that it is right now is like fentanyl. It seems like it's, it was like 2.5-3 years ago, all you saw was like heroin, or you would see, occasionally you'd see meth, but now it's all fentanyl. Little pills. The street value of a single pill is like, the pill's enough to kill 3 people, but the single pill costs like $3, and it makes it so easy for these people to get it, and so it's tough. Wasted unless it's violent. Yeah. That's interesting. Huh. Is Silver, is that a pretty big issue in England as well, like mental health stuff? Yeah, but yeah, social media. That's a big thing too, I think, too. Yeah, social media is a big one. And that's one that I think people kind of they kind of look past. They don't really take into consideration what social media can do to people for sure. But yeah, with fentanyl, it is scary. In my opinion, if someone's caught with a bunch of fentanyl, they with like possession with intent to distribute or something like that, that should be like, the same charge as murder essentially. It is killing people, and here it's like where I live, it kills multiple people a day, and it's crazy. And people need to start being held accountable for it, because if they aren't held accountable, then they're going to keep doing it. If it's just a slap on the wrist for having $10,000 worth of fentanyl, then they're going to keep doing it, and it's going to keep spreading across. It's going to get into our schools. It's, kids are going to start taking it early on, and they're going to die, and or they're just gonna become addicts and have a messed up rest of their life, and it's crazy. It's one of the things that makes me wish I could, you know, in the position I'm in, I wish I could do more, because, you know, I would help with that for sure. And in Washington State, it's decriminalized too, and that's the issue, is narcotics are decriminalized. So it's, you know, you'll see people on the street sitting on the sidewalk out here doing drugs, and it's not like they're smoking weed or whatever. Not even like they're smoking meth. They're literally taking fentanyl, or they take those little blue pills. Yeah, it's like a fentanyl and Percocet or something like that, and they smoke it on the tinfoil. And it's disgusting, and it's ridiculous that people are allowed to do that. Dirty cuss. What's up, swag? Taking it without people knowing, especially at party. Yeah, oh, for sure. Ah, it's good, Silver. I know who Swag is. He's a character.
Division in York, boy Henry Williams, 0683.
Oh, that's a nice BMW. Oh, not too bad. How about you, Swag?
Go ahead, your next name.
I agree, for sure. I agree. It's nasty stuff. At least there's some states in the United States that still take drugs seriously, though. Idaho's one of them. They don't allow drugs. They don't allow weed either. They just, like, if you're in possession of weed, it's a misdemeanor. But if you have some sort of, like, concentrate, like a dab pen or something like that, it's a felony, which is crazy. Any action? No, I was gonna pull into 7-Eleven, but I pulled in and there was like 10 cop cars, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Christina Hayes. COL is suspended and revoked. Third, stand by for local. Locally, history of assault 4, burglary, and malness.
Nice day. Yeah, it like rained. I remember you were saying it was like raining over, or you were saying it was raining over there, or Barnum was saying it was raining over there, I guess. But it rained like all night long last night, and then it got down to like 25 degrees. So it froze over, so it was a little icy earlier, but it's melting off pretty quick. Oh, is it? It's raining over there? I don't mind the rain. Help the Spokane, please. Yeah, yeah, we definitely deal with a lot of the same stuff. A lot of it's together because a lot of the nuisance properties that we patrol, the Spokane Police patrols as well. So we hang out with we're with them a lot, and we help them a lot. So it's good though. It's good having that kind of relationship with them because it's, you know, if we need help, you know, they'll help us, which is awesome. Because I know some security companies don't get along with law enforcement at all for whatever reason, but... Oh, it was snowing? Post-rain clouds, yeah, you can see them, yeah, oh yeah. We had snow a couple days ago. Yeah, there's still a little bit. You'll see little patches here and there, but it all pretty much melted off with the rain.
East Trenton, break.
So, Mary, Young, Robert, Edward, Lincoln. Left it. George, Mike. When you're done, you can probably be used on now.
Man, this car is awful. $7-Eleven drive-by? Yeah, I'm gonna drive back through. They just arrested like 4 people, so I'm gonna go drive back through and see if anything else is going on. Swag, you hear about what happened to my car?
Division in Shannon. Boy, X-ray Young, 9393.
Ever been shot at? No. No, thankfully. Nope. We've had guns pulled, a lot of knives and needles and stuff sometimes, but never shot at. Knock on wood. I hope that never happens, but it's definitely possible for sure. Yeah, Crown Vics. So Crown Vics were great, but the problem is they stopped making them in 2011. So the ones that you get now, it's damn near impossible to find a Crown Vic with like 150,000 miles or less on them. So they're always run down. And I live somewhere where it snows a lot, and having a I don't know if they're V6 or a V8, but they rear wheel drive with a really long car, rear wheel drive, and like a V6 or a V8 on ice or snow, it just doesn't work out well. Plus, I'm really tall, and they are not made for tall people when they have the cage in them like this one does. Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Charlie 157 53.
Oh, I'd say what's up.
11 Hobbies. Okay.
Yeah, Swag, just like you're in town for like 3 minutes and there's a fucking police shooting going on right down the street from 7-Eleven. It's like, holy cow.
Houston, Oakley, stand by.
Russian police? I've never I don't know what their policies are. Russian police though, I've seen some of those videos where they like handcuff people and they like bend them over and like walk them that way. That's a really, I don't think it would go over well in the United States, but that's actually a really good tactic as well. I'd be interested to see what their use of force looks like though. I've seen like inside of like that show that shows like the inside of Russia's craziest prison and stuff, but never seen what their actual law enforcement do. It'd be interesting to see.
Idaho, status 9. He is going to be responding to Deborah Anderson. And the license was eligible.
Of course the police leave and now there's nothing going on here. Yeah, you can link a video for sure. I don't know if I'll be able to watch it until after the stream though, because I think it might pause the stream again.
122 line. Turn 463 and LT 20.
This lady looks like she wants to yell at me.
I've got here, we don't have crime location, just the mark. Okay.
We're 7-Eleven Washington? Yeah, for sure. Oh, the link doesn't work? Yeah, it's my first time live streaming on this channel, so I'll probably have to go through and like add permissions and stuff. Yeah, Swag, the corporate asset protection was saying something. I don't remember what number they said. It was like the top 30 or something worst 7-Elevens in the United States, or top 20 something worst 7-Elevens in the United States. I'm just like, that's crazy, man. With how many damn 7-Elevens are in the United States? You're charging your phone? Top 5 or top 3? Yeah. Oh yeah. I think the only thing keeping it so high on the list is it's not. So there's like 7-Elevens out there that like people get shot and killed at every single day. Some like East Atlanta type crap, but here that doesn't really happen here often. I'd say maybe like once every month or once every other month, which is still like a crazy amount, but. I don't know what this lady's deal is. Seattle? Yeah, oh yeah. Well, that's like 90% of the homeless people here are from Seattle, which is crazy. Abbas, Habibi. What's going on, bro?
What's up? How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing good.
What was going on? I saw like 6 or 7 cops down here a little bit ago.
Yeah, all of them did trespassing.
Oh, that's good. Because I got that call and I was heading down here and I pulled up and I saw the police were here and I'm like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. So
busy night?
Oh, it was a busy night. I was fucking tired today.
Yeah. No, I hear ya. Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah.
So, you out of here?
Same 3 on 3.
Oh, there you go. All right, Abbas, we'll see you. Have a good day.
SPD, status 2, here at Hayes, Melman, 3rd, you want to confirm?
Tweaker, yeah, for sure.
Any other name?
American slang, yeah, Tweaker. It's funny, a lot of them, they'll come by and a lot of them will like call themselves tweakers too, and it's funnier than shit.
Item 601, suspect last seen southbound University, pushing a rotary car, which is stopped today.
And 73 on the 10 line.
So, Tweaker,
Washington, D.C.
they used to call, I think it was meth. Meth used to, no, I'm sorry, crack cocaine. Crack cocaine used to be called tweak. That was like one of the slang words for it. So it's basically another name for a crackhead. So like tweaker, because they do tweak, that kind of thing. I think it was crack at least. It might have been meth, but I think it was crack. Oh, what the hell? The gate opened for this guy. I'm gonna pull into here and just watch. I like pulling into this parking lot and like just watching the 7-Eleven because they don't realize it when I come over here typically, and I could just watch and then they just all flood back and then it gives me a little bit of action.
Charlie 157, 152. Man in McClellan with the fire department on a possible injury crash. 3 vehicles, fires and fires, walking 9 in McClellan.
Like midnight shift, I used to work night shift. I'm on day shift now. I'm a day shift supervisor now, so it makes it quite a bit easier for me because I hated night shift. But we do have a lot of guys. We have a full night shift and everything. But I don't ever want to go back to night shift if I can help it.
Motor 5531.
Video where Spokane police officers working on the streets on a gas station in downtown Spokane, helping people do. Yeah, that was actually Officer Jones, and this is actually the 7-Eleven you're looking at right now. That's the same 7-Eleven that was on that video. Yeah, Officer Jones. He's one of the neighborhood resource officers, and he does a lot of good work down here. Certain areas of Greater Manchester, I bet. Yeah, I feel like any big city, it's hard not to come across some sort of crazy stuff. Pretty much, guy shuts the window on the Russian cop. He slams the window again. Oh yeah, that's awesome. A U.S. cop did nothing. Yeah, exactly. Entrapment. Barnum style, I like that. Hey, swag. Barnum would be one of those kids on the beach on that body cam footage. He'd be the one with the bucket hat. Hey, the chat isn't like in the middle of the screen for you guys, is it? I have it set up on my phone so I can read it, but I don't know if it's... Hopefully it's not doing that. I don't want it's like block your guys' view.
If you can start Elman Gardner for a trouble unknown, it initially came in as a 911 call. The complainant requested a Spanish translator once the translator got on the line. It went to an open line. Voicemail only on callback. It's showing right in front of 18.
I'd do a night shift. I don't want to work night shift for like like an extended period of time, like for months, but I'm planning on doing like a night shift a month, a single night shift, just to like kind of oversee what's going on night shift, because I barely see my night shift guys. So is night shift not fun? Night shift is a lot of fun. My biggest issue with night shift is, so I used to work 11 p.m. to which is like 2300 to 0900, and it was just like on my weekends, I was just a zombie. And also like you have to like invest in blackout curtains, because it's like you get home and it's like, 9:30 in the morning, you want to fall asleep and it's extremely bright out, and that's just, it was tough to do. And plus during the summertime, it was always way too warm and inside the house whenever it's summertime, because it's like daytime and the sun's out, and you just miss out on a lot of stuff for sure. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It was just the aftermath of night shift was awful. But there's some people, like some of the guys that some of my coworkers, they won't work day shift. They're the exact opposite. They will only work night shift, which is crazy. I don't understand it, but
76
just waiting for people to kind of funnel in here at the 7-Eleven, and then I'll pull in. So I don't know if you guys can see it. By the time I get over there, he's gonna be off the property, but there's a guy with a blue sweatshirt walking on the side of the 7-Eleven there. So he's actually one of the ones that we've gotten in fights with before. He's trespassed from the property. He's not allowed there. And he's looking at me right now. He saw that I saw him. And he's turning around. And he's running. Nice. Night owls. Yeah, I am not a night owl. That's for sure. I don't know. I'm not a night owl, but I'm also not a morning person. So I pretty much have like a 6-hour time frame throughout my day where I'm okay. Essentially.
What's calling for water? I can call confirm that.
It's for 73. I'm almost done with it, so we're good, I think. Thank you.
It's going to be 48080.
Oh yeah. See, I'm a little different. I need like 6 hours of sleep is my thing. Like I think it used to be 8 hours of sleep, but I kept waking up tired. But I think 6 hours of sleep is pretty good for me. 5 hours of sleep is, I feel good when I wake up after 5 hours of sleep. But the only problem with that is like 3 hours into the day, I'm gonna be dead tired. So. Just start running. Oh yeah. Yeah, they like to run. I'm not going to get out of the car and chase them. Not for just a trespass, at least. For something else, maybe. Oh. Oh, he knows I saw him again. Where's he going to go? Is he going to get in that truck?
Grant County has a status 1 failed to appear on a criminal trespass harassment. Shows extraditable.
Okay, we're gonna go get him.
Go ahead. There's a status 9 out of county as well, responding with a William Green. And do you want us to call on that? We tried calling the other dog. Okay, Mr. Matt.
Channel 1 started.
But he's gonna try to take off again. He's trying to hide behind the car. Hang on, guys. What's going on, bro?
And 73 via alert and eligible to possess firearm is a convicted felon for third assault. And do you have another? Last name's going to be Kenneth. King Ida Victor Edward Tom Tom. First name's going to be Laura Lee. Lincoln Ocean Robert Adam Lincoln Edward Edward. Birthday's going to be April 27 of 87. And is there a middle name today? E forever. SPD? Go.
All right.
It's going to be Solomon. It's going to be Sam Ocean, Lincoln Ocean, Mary Ocean, Nora. First name Uzziah. It's going to be Union, Zebra, Ida, Adam, Henry. Date of birth is going to be 12/27/97. Middle initial is going to be Juliet. Are we positive on that date of birth?
Wish we could see the body cam. I can link it somehow. I have a channel where I upload some of my body cam footage, like a private channel. It's unlisted, but if you have the link, then it works.
I'm telling you, she's in 12/15/99. It's gonna be a male.
Yeah, that kid, he's not like mean really, but he's like super not allowed to be here. He got in a fight with a sergeant with the Spokane police and one of my guys at the 7-Eleven a couple months back. So it's, we don't want him there. And he always seems to like think that, he's like, well, the owner gives me permission. Well, that doesn't matter either. You're not supposed to be here. Back at 5, need to go. Oh, no worries, man. No problem. What's going on today? Oh, it's, you know, we just had a guy trespassing. And that's about it. I mean, it's been kind of slow. Knock on wood. This morning wasn't, though. I got all sorts of calls earlier this morning.
Nora Edward. First name is going to be William. April 4th of 92. No
Hey, ma'am, are we using the store?
Huh?
Are you using the store?
I'm going from Missouri.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. They just don't like anyone hanging out, okay? I appreciate it. If we need to detain someone, it depends. So a lot of the times when we detain people, a lot of the times when I detain people, at least, it's like kind of this guy is acting dumb, and in order to keep, you know, myself or others or himself from getting hurt, I'll put him in handcuffs. If they commit a crime and I handcuff them, I always, you know, it's always kind of just get the police down there. For trespasses like that guy, I have every right to put him in handcuffs and call the police, but the problem is they won't arrest on a trespass right now because of the jail status. So they'd come down, basically give him a criminal citation and release him anyways. So I'd rather kind of just tell him to leave on his own rather than, you know, have the police pull away from whatever they're doing to come deal with it. But yeah, typically if it's like I'm talking to someone and if they refuse to leave a property, I'll put them in handcuffs. Sometimes I'll call the police, sometimes I won't. A lot of the times it's like myself and one of my other guys will each grab an arm and like lift them and take them off the property, because a lot of them just want to be tough. They want to act tough. And so, did you miss something? Oh no, not really. Not really. Just a lady was loitering and went and talked to her real quick, but nothing too crazy. It's warming up a little bit this morning, so it's starting to get a little more active. If they aren't trespassed, yes. So, it all depends on what policies the property has. For private property, at least. So for private property, if like this place right here, they have policies that even the store owner doesn't have control over because it was deemed a nuisance property by the city. The city put a no loitering policy in. Essentially, you grab your stuff and you leave. There's no reason for anyone to be standing on the property for even like 30 seconds. So they put that in place and everything, and it just depends. It definitely just depends on what the property wants. As for public property loitering, public property is like a lot different. In Spokane, due to the homeless issue, they have a law called sit and lie, where basically it's essentially loitering, but people who like, you know, homeless people who sleep on the sidewalk or something like that, basically they'll get what's called a sit and lie warning, which is basically like, hey, either you know, you can go to a shelter or something like that, but you know, if we catch you sleeping on a sidewalk again or something, you're gonna be charged with sit and lie. So that's kind of a thing with that in Spokane. I don't know how it is in other states or even other cities around Washington, but sit and lie is a big thing here, just because it's, you know, downtown Spokane has a lot of tourist attractions, and the tourists can't walk around to different like shops and stuff downtown because they'll, you know, have to step over a homeless person, or, you know, there's gonna be feces or urine on the ground. Just asking in England, especially Manchester City Center, you're gonna get screamed at if you're gonna ask. Usually the people look about 5 years old. Yeah, I get that a lot here. I get people all the time that say, call the real police. I don't have to listen to you and stuff. And it's always funny because some people will get so upset that they'll call 911 on me, and the police will show up and arrest them. So it's like, you can call the police if you want. I'm not going to call the police, but you can call the police if you want. It'd make my job a lot easier. Get shouted at or I did at first. I used to take it when I first started with the last security company I worked for. I got kind of pissed off a lot, and I've learned to control that. And I could care less now. Thankfully, I've learned that there's no reason to get upset with it. Most of these people are, they're just crazy. Fuck my English. Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm the same way. But yeah, I've learned to kind of just shrug it off. It's, it's not a big deal. If you're in any kind of public safety position, you're going to get yelled at. So.
Callers of the Vista, they're advising that they would like your welfare check done on their
Wait for
customer.
somebody.
They were talking to him about a past bill notice. He made some comments about wanting to take his own life. It would be better off if he wasn't in the world anymore. Making comments about crashing into a
Oh, is that right?
He's a Robbie Heaton. He's in local, born in 67. Convicted felon for order violations and assault 2.
On speeding? Yeah, for sure.
He is responding in an order with a Sabrina Heaton. He has a Spurs in the call. History assault 1, assault 4, telephone harassment, order violations, and unlawful possession of firearms. 10-0.
Medical? Oh yeah, I watched an EMT get kicked in the chest once, actually, like really bad. It like dropped him. Especially when it's drug related stuff. If like say someone's overdosing and Narcan is deployed, a lot of the times it'll wake them up, and they'll wake up in like almost I don't want to say like a panic, but like in a rage. Like they'll be really upset. It's basically like them coming down off a high really quick. So they get real upset, and sometimes they'll swing and, kick and whatnot. And quite a bit. Oh yeah, more than I agree 100%. People can hate the police and hate security. That's fine, but like, I don't understand the people who hate firefighters and paramedics at all. It's like it makes no sense. And I don't even know if it's like a hate thing. I feel like a lot of it is like, drugs, where people just aren't in the right state of mind, or, concussions, whatever. Oh, hang on one second. I gotta respond to this text real quick. Don't actually care. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of people who a lot of selfish people who don't care who they hurt, that's for sure.
Adam 505, can you check the bike event?
So if I do a bike check?
Bicycle, sorry.
Okay, just a second. Go ahead, serial number.
622-03-0188.
And regarding welfare check at Ross.
Put in prison for sure, yeah.
So white 2009 Toyota.
Yeah, definitely.
7-1 had an unattended child.
They will
Hang
on, sorry, just one second.
To an argument. The woman got into her car and left towards Burlington to be put under investigation.
That's weird. They found like an unattended child somewhere. Yeah, they'll get put in jail for sure. It depends, because sometimes they'll deem it a mental health crisis and they won't prosecute, and they'll just bring them to like a psych hospital or something like that. But WHN, people want to kill themselves. Have you seen it before? Like suicidal people?
I've already missed it, but we confirm on Donovan.
Community service. Oh, that's it? That's crazy. Well, actually,
Okay, show me your
I don't know. Suicidal people, oh yeah. Yeah, we deal with suicidals a lot, unfortunately.
Victor 712.
Go ahead.
I'm going to give you the correct VIN for this vehicle.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's bad. I thought it was bad in the United States because, like, the United States has gotten pretty bad too. There's certain cases where it's, you know, it does its job, but it's like in Washington, like I was saying before, you have a bunch of fentanyl on you, like pounds of fentanyl, and you get put in jail for, you know, 10 days, a week or 10 days, and it's crazy. But yeah, that's 1.5 to 3 years. That's insane. That's insane, yeah. Wonder why police don't do their job properly. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, if it's like, you know, if law enforcement isn't allowed to enforce the law or to minimally enforce the law, what's the point at that point, you know? Time in most situations. That's crazy. Yeah, they have a whole different charge here in the United States for if you assault a police officer. It's a I think here it's 3rd degree assault, but it's assault of a peace officer. It's a felony, where like basic assault and battery, which is like 4th degree assault, is a misdemeanor in most cases. Unless you're like shoplifting. If so, like say you go to the 7-Eleven gas station right here, go inside and steal a candy bar. If you assault anybody while you're doing that, then it turns into robbery. Why did bad cops and what do you mean? It's depressing. Yeah, I've heard the UK is like a cool place to like visit, but I don't know. I've heard kind of bits and pieces from both sides for sure. Cost of living? Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's bad here too. So like here, speaking for like Washington itself, see, like 2 or 3 years ago, a really nice like 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment was like, I don't know, $800 a month. And now it's like hard to even find any, like it's hard to, first of all, it's hard to find anywhere to live right now anyways, but A one bed, one bath apartment is like $1,400 minimum, and then you know a lot of these not even nice apartments kind of or even houses are going up to like $2,500 to $3,000 a month. It's crazy. Three-bed, two-bath. That's not bad.
12 vehicles gone.
That raised $1,500. That's crazy. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, cost of living, it seems like everywhere it's just kind of been skyrocketing for sure.
Copy.
But well guys, I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream for a bit. I might stream a little bit later on in my shift, and I definitely want to stream more tomorrow, but I gotta go meet with a couple of my guys and have a little meeting real quick. But if you guys are a part of my Discord, I will post when I'm gonna be live again in my Discord for sure. But hey, Silver, Ismail, I think I said that right. Everyone else in the stream, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. And we'll see you guys in a bit. All right, see you, Silver.